You're watching a recorded session from our virtual conference, Freelance Fest, brought to you by Top of the Funnel. Freelance Fest featured amazing sessions on everything from cold pitching and building a freelance pipeline to optimizing your LinkedIn profile. You can watch all of those sessions here on our YouTube channel, so be sure to check those out and subscribe. But I also want to invite you to become a member of Top of the Funnel. You can join over 4,000 writers, freelancers, entrepreneurs, and marketers who ask questions, share feedback, post pet pictures, find work opportunities inside our Slack community. It's 100% free to join. Just visit jointofu.co and sign up. Enjoy the workshop.
Hey freelancer, welcome to LinkedIn Bound, how to turn your LinkedIn profile into a client lead magnet. I'm Rachel Meltzer. I'm a business coach and freelance digital marketer. I've helped over 200 freelancers find success and stability in their own businesses. And also, if you can't remember my name, I always say my name's Rachel Meltzer. It rhymes with seltzer, so it's easy for you to remember. I call myself like an adventurous freelance writer and business coach because I started my freelance career to fuel adventures. I thru hiked and completely paid for my thru hike with my writing on my blog that I got sponsors and donations from. I did van life, again, funded by my freelancing, and I've lived all over the country. I've lived in almost 10 states now. So my superpower really is helping freelancers land their dream clients with proven methods, templates, and advice. But I've also helped freelancers get their first client really quickly, double their income, escape that feast famine cycle to find stable income, and really grow their business so that they have something sustainable to rely on long term instead of just all these little one-off gigs like freelancing used to be. Freelancing can be a really lucrative, sustainable business if you know what you're doing or you know who to ask for help. My approach is to give actionable strategies, not vague advice. I really hated when I first started freelancing how vague a lot of advice was, and I was getting a lot of motivational speeches from these coaches. And what I really needed was concrete methods, proven things that work, templates that I could use to speed things up. And so I created all of those systems for myself. And now that's what I share with you guys. It's all based on data from my own experience and from the experience of the freelancers that I coach. I really meet you where you're at. If you're not sure where to start, I'm happy to help you. If you're a complete beginner, I've got a free course on YouTube for that. I have templates and I can support you in getting your first client. If you've already started, I have business audit templates and I can help you figure out what's next to make your business more sustainable, easier, get you out of burnout, get you away from a niche you don't like, raise your rates, add new skills and services, start consulting, get more streams of income, whatever that looks like for you. I also just want to mention I am very, very focused on building community. I think that community can be life-changing when you can surround yourself by people who really understand what you're going through and are supportive. You're going to make progress so much faster and more easily. And I think that this whole event is really illustrative of that. We are all gathering together to learn together, and that is huge. So that's what I'm focused on right now, and that's why I have my community pop club. We already have 45 awesome members who support each other. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned at the end. There will be more info on how you can join us in there. So the reason I teach what I'm teaching today is because I've been using LinkedIn to get freelance clients since 2019. I have a 25% plus conversion rate. So oftentimes my connection requests, actually I get 50% conversion rate, but in the DMs when I am pitching people, I typically get a 25% conversion rate. And that's why I love LinkedIn so much in comparison to email cold pitching. It's maybe 8% even get responses, let alone turn into your clients. So I find it to be much more effective. And social media marketing, I was getting maybe a 2% conversion rate. So this is why I'm so obsessed with LinkedIn. I've made over 2,300 connections since I started using it in 2019, and I have almost 5,000 followers now because of the content that I post. I usually show up in about 300 search appearances per week, but if I'm really doubling down on trying to get clients and stuff, I can get up to 1,000. So that is where that lead magnet, that's where bringing clients to you is really coming in here, like we're talking about today. Getting clients on LinkedIn is lucrative as hell. It is not that hard. You just need to make sure you're doing everything in the right quantity and you're willing to experiment and optimize what you're doing so that you can attract the right people. So today we are talking about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. These are the 5 main steps you're going to need to attract your dream clients, but there is more that you can do that goes above and beyond. I have a 12-step checklist actually, but it's not going to fit in a 20-minute workshop. I do offer LinkedIn profile critiques. I will critique your profile for you and let you know how you can improve yours, and you can learn more about that at the end of this workshop. So the first thing we're going to talk about is experience. I want you to fill in all of your work experience from your past. Even if you think it's not relevant, you don't know what someone might resonate with. Also, you can double the amount of searches you show up in if you have every client you've ever worked for listed. You can also get poached. So I worked for Grammarly for a long time as a freelancer, and someone reached out to me because they know that Grammarly standards are really high and were like, hey, do you want to work together? I had someone recently reach out to me because I worked for this company, Far Out. They're an outdoor, they're an app, like a guidebook app for thru hiking and biking and paddling. And I had an outdoor brand reach out to me because I completely revamped their systems, and I had a great case study on my website portfolio about all of that. So anything, freelance experiences, full-time jobs. I have my ski instructing job from when I was in high school. Make sure you're linking to profile pieces or bylines under each experience if you can. A lot of these I don't have links on because I am lazy, but if you link to your portfolio experiences and bylines under each one, it's going to be easier for people to see your work and see companies that are like theirs and be more likely to hire you. You don't have to do every single thing I tell you in this workshop, and I am proof of that because I'm still doing really well, and my LinkedIn profile is not perfect. Nobody is perfect. You're not going to arrive at a perfect profile at some point. So just treat it like a work in progress, treat it like an experiment, and do your best. If you want to make your life easier, every time you sign a contract, just add it to your LinkedIn right away so you don't have to think about it later, and you don't have to do what I did, which was spending an hour and a half adding all of my freelance clients to my profile. So the second thing that's really important is your headline. Your headline is going to show up when people search for things on LinkedIn. So if someone is looking for an SEO writer or a consultant or a freelance writer or a photographer, whatever you are offering as your service, you want that keyword to be showing up in your headline. Unfortunately, LinkedIn's not like Google or YouTube where you can use an SEO keyword tool and find out what people are searching for. So it is really an experiment. Like I'm going to say a million times, it's an experiment. I have a list of 10 to 20 headlines. It depends on which niche I'm promoting, which service I'm promoting, because I do have 2 niches. I have 5 services I offer, and then I also do coaching. So I have a separate profile set up for coaching, which we'll talk about later. But I have a list of those headlines in a Google Doc, and basically I'll run them for 2 weeks and then switch them out, and I'll write down the highest search appearances that I got with that headline, and then I use whichever one gets the most. You can see your search appearances on your profile analytics. If you go to your profile, you can see it all there. You just never know what's going to perform the best. So again, play around with this, see what works. And throughout this workshop, I'm actually going to use Polly Clover as an example because her profile is awesome. It's really well optimized. She's actually one of our Pop Club members, and we worked on her profile together. And I think it's a really good example of what to do on LinkedIn. So your images are sort of the third piece of the puzzle. A headshot is obviously really important. Make sure it both shows your personality. Polly is very much a beachy pink gal. She really plays into the teal and pink, and I love it because you can tell she lives on an island on the beach and it feels like it. But her headshot is really professional. You can see her facial features. So if you saw Polly in person, you would probably know it's her. And the background isn't distracting. I think actually using a signature color as the background of your photo is a really great idea. I don't do it because my picture looks weird when I remove the background, and this is the most recent photo of me that I think really shows my personality. But I think it is a great idea if you can do it, or you can put a border on it or whatever. I'm pretty sure she just removed the background of her photo in Canva and put a color on the background and then uploaded that as her headshot. So make sure it's professional and also shows your personality. Your header, this is what's above her profile picture on her profile. Don't put another photo of yourself in your header. It's not helpful. No one needs to see your face twice. They can see your face here. They can see your face in your featured section if you want to. Just show clearly what you do, who you do it for or the results that you can get people. If you have the space, you can add a testimonial if you want. You can show who you've worked for, make it clear and make it have your personality, right? Like, this is her brand colors. Another thing that you can do to make your header image even better is make sure you're staying in the margins. You can turn margins on Canva. It'll show like a dotted line. You need to have space of at least half an inch, or yeah, I think it's like half an inch to 1 inch in your in your header banner so that it doesn't get cut off, because LinkedIn is shown on so many different devices and in so many different sizes that it can get cut off. Like, even I would say where it says Polyclover is like a little too close to the top, and same with Rover. Like, I would bump everything in a little bit more just so you don't have to worry about it getting cut off, and it looks way more professional. Never put anything right up on the edge. I see that all the time on LinkedIn, and it's going to get cut off and just not look that great. And then your featured section, you don't have to do this, but a great option is to add these descriptive covers. I have these on my profile as well for your links, so that people can see what they're clicking on more easily than having to read this tiny text down here. If you do want to use cover images, I have templates. If you want them, just reach out to me. You do need to add at least 3 lines or 4 lines of text to the description of the link you're putting up so that they show up in the right size, because LinkedIn will like shrink the image based on how much text is below it. So just keep that in mind, but they can look really nice and professional. Like, everything here is very cohesive, and it makes it easier for people to see what they're clicking on. So your featured section, since we just talked about it, is a great place to put links. You can put portfolio pieces, whether you posted them on your feed as direct links in the featured section, or I like to put case studies on my website for the things that I like to do the most and the things that I want to sell the most and the types of clients I like the most. It really helps convince people that you like know what you're doing and you can get results for people like them. You can put a link to your portfolio. You can put a link to your website, a link to your services page. You could put a freebie or a guide or a podcast appearance playlist, anything that positions you as an expert. Your featured section should show someone that you are an expert, you have services to offer, and that they can find all that information easily. And again, like, every link that anyone could need. You can put unlimited links in the featured section, so put as many as you want, but know that it's only going to show 3 or 4. So make sure the first 3 are the most important, like your portfolio, for example. So lastly is the about. I consider the about to be like a mini sales page. I try to make sure it shows who I am with personality. You should use a professional tone, but also like personality. Like, I have a quote from Taylor Swift in my about, because I love Taylor Swift and I want to attract people who also like her, right? Like, things that show your personality outside of work can really help, as long as it's like not too weird. It should show what you offer, the results that you can get or have gotten for your clients. If you haven't had any clients, you can still show the types of results that you can get them. Testimonials, if you have them. I know there's like a recommendation section at the bottom, but a lot of people aren't scrolling that far down. So if you can include them in your about, that can help. Anything about your experience, just a couple of sentences and a call to action. Really make sure there's a call to action. There's no point in having anything on your profile that doesn't have a call to action, okay? And I want to remind you, this is an experiment. This is a living document. You can edit this anytime. Don't overthink it. Just put it up and see what happens. You can also, if you want to make this, like, take it to the next level, you can try to empathize with your ideal clients and really call them in and call out their experience and how you can solve their problems. People like to read stories, so you could try doing it in a storytelling way. And don't forget to leave white space. Formatting really matters. Most people are going to be skimming this, so make it easy to skim and make sure things stand out in a way that calls them into your services. Don't be afraid to use emoji, and don't be afraid to be salesy, you guys. Like, this is a sales pitch. Your entire LinkedIn page is a sales pitch. We are on LinkedIn to get clients. We're on LinkedIn to do business. Everybody is on LinkedIn to do business. That is what it's for. So we're not over here being shy. There is no such thing as too salesy on LinkedIn. Make sure that you are being clear about what you offer and who you offer it for, and that you want them to contact you to buy that service or product. Okay. So if you want, there are a couple of other ways that you can customize your profile to make it more like you. I feel like my profile really shows my personality. I use my favorite colors that are also a part of my brand. I use a special font. I'm showing people what I like to talk about because right now I'm trying to start conversations. If I was trying to get like writing clients, I would do something more like Polly's, but right now I'm trying to foster community. So I put up things that I like to talk about, hoping people will DM me or follow me or comment on my posts. I have who I write for, but I used emojis, right, to show my personality. My picture very clearly shows my face. If you saw me in public, you would probably know what I look like. And it shows my personality. I love beer. I generally host solopreneur meetups all across New England, and we do these at breweries. And I am from Maine. Got my Maine hat on. I love funky glasses. As you can tell, I have many pairs of funky glasses, and it just shows like who I am at my best. So make it you, right? Like if you don't already have a brand, you can just pick a couple of colors and stick to them and use that as your brand. You can pick a photo that shows your personality. Like Polly doesn't have professional branding done. She has a logo that she made herself in Canva. She picked 3 colors and she made it herself. You can do that. You can pick colors through Coolers or on Pinterest. It's not super hard, but make sure it's you. You can be professional without being stiff and formal. And I think that's important. Like this is not stiff or formal, but it is professional. It is all about my business and what I am doing in my business. And remember how we talked about the alternate headlines? You can keep a folder in Google Drive or like wherever you keep your files, or you could have a Notion page, like whatever you want that has alternate headlines. I also have alternate abouts. So I have an about that's optimized for each niche and service that I offer. And I have an about that's like for coaching. I have an about that's for writing. I have an about that's for consulting. And when I'm fully booked with one-on-one coaching clients, I switch my about to like whatever I'm trying to get next, which is usually like freelance writing clients. So that can help. It's not to say that you can't get clients in a different niche that's not in your about section at that time. But if you're actively trying to pursue something very specific and you're clear about it in your about and your headline and your cover graphics, it can really help you get clients faster because they don't have to like wonder what they're getting into. So I keep a folder with all of these alternate options and I test them. And then I also use them to show multiple niches. And that's a really easy way that you can customize everything. Like I said, you really can have multiple niches. You can be specific and you can schedule your switch outs to match your needs. Like I know that my coaching clients, my one-on-one coaching, typically the most popular package is 3 months. So I'll do one-on-one coaching marketing for like 3 to 6 months. And then I'll switch it out for another type of client because I know at the end of that 3 months, I'm going to need writing clients. And then 3 months after that, I'll switch it out for coaching, right? So I sort of have a schedule for what my profile is going to look like. And that can really help you with all of your experimenting and filling in your schedule with diverse options. So I included a list of examples here, and I'm pretty sure they're going to give you all of these links. Polly Clover, like I said, is really my favorite example. Divi also has a really good profile. Elena is always sharing tips for how you can do better on LinkedIn in general too, so that's a great option. Anna has a much more simple profile, but she's still doing it really effectively. Nick is offering consulting and he has a really popular newsletter, so his profile is more focused on that, and I think that's a great option. Stephanie is more in the like executive ghostwriting corporate situation. And so I love her profile as an example of positioning yourself as an expert and a thought leader. So definitely go check these out if you want good examples of LinkedIn profiles and features that you might want to emulate. Cool. I don't know why this photo isn't showing up for some reason, but I do want to let you know I can help you with your LinkedIn and getting clients on LinkedIn. I offer LinkedIn profile critiques if you want one. You will also get 4 workshops and all of my templates for LinkedIn if you choose to sign up for that. So you're getting a live profile critique from me with a checklist of what you can optimize and workshops that will help you do better with getting clients on LinkedIn. You can also get my Get Clients guidebook. That's actually just free. It is a big guide that has step-by-step instructions for how I get clients on LinkedIn, how I optimize my profile, which is basically the workshop you just saw, and templates for getting into people's DMs and turning them into clients, as well as ideas for posting on LinkedIn. And lastly, I know I've talked about it a little bit before, but Pop Club is my membership community for freelancers. It is only $33 a month, and you'll get access to our community chat, the freelance resource library, which has every resource, every workshop replay, and every template I've ever created for freelancers. You also get access to my beginner course for freelancers if you're just getting started. We have 2 live workshops and 2 office hours every single month. And you'll also get a free 20-minute one-on-one strategy session with me when you join, so we can get you started with like a 3-month plan basically for what you're going to do next. We have co-working. The co-working is actually free and open to the public if you ever want to join. It's on our community events calendar, and I'm happy to share that information with you if you reach out to me, or you can head to our website. And I also do weekly check-ins to hold you accountable, because I think accountability can be really helpful to reach your goals. And I also offer one-on-one coaching. So if you just wanted like an hour one-on-one with me, you can do that. I also offer packages of 10 or 20 calls to help you build or grow your business or transition out of the full-time job that you currently have. All of my one-on-one coaching includes access to Pop Club for the duration of your coaching program and 24/7 chat support with me and my hosts and assistant coaches. So if you want to launch your business from scratch or solve some of your some of your problems with freelancing, I'm happy to help you. I typically work with writers because that's what I am, but I have also worked with social media managers, consultants, and much more. I personally offer email marketing, SEO strategy, freelance writing, and content writing, copywriting, so much more. So I have a lot of experience that kind of runs the gamut with freelancing and selling different services and offers. So if you are not sure if I would be the right fit to help you, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm happy to answer your questions and get to know you. All right, I will see you guys around LinkedIn. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And if you have any questions, never be afraid to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help people.